Greetings, Bassketeers. Josh Fossgreen here. Welcome back to Multiply Your Riffs, where I'm helping you get comfortable with improvising, get out of a rut where you're playing the same thing over and over again, and just have more ideas that you can play with. So, in lesson 2 of this series today, I'm going to show you how to do some basic note tweaking to a riff you already know. Again, you'll need the PDF to follow along, which you can get in the description of the video by clicking the link. It's free. And the lick we're playing, just like in the last lesson, is... Isn't that a great lick? You can hear that in so many places that I can't even think of one to refer to. I've just heard that played by so many people in so many styles, so many times. So, what we did in the last lesson was actually transpose it to new scales. What we're going to do today is actually stay in the same scale and just play with different ways to futz with the notes to get a different lick. Anywhere from a slightly different lick to a very different lick. The point is, whether you're changing one note or changing like 5 of the notes, the point is that the riff gives you the inspiration to start with, and then you just kind of chisel and tweak at it from there and see what you can get out of it. Now I know for some of you who have trouble with improvising that might seem daunting, so what we're going to do is look at some different possible ways to tackle these tweaks. So again, here's our play along track, and here's what the lick sounds like. I'll give you one more of those. Okay, that's the basic idea. Let's play that together. Here we go. 2, 1 more, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, I went through that lick in detail last time, so I'm just going to assume that you're comfortable with it, because we're going to go so many more places from that starting point. Tweak strategy number 1 is to keep the same pitches, but change with what octave they're in. Okay, so right now we're starting on a D up on the 19th fret of the G string, and then going straight down until we jump up for that G at the end. Well, what I wrote out in the PDF here is, what if I start on a lower G, start on a lower D, and then jump up to the G, and then go up for the next D, C, B phrase, and then go up for G again. Okay, so I'm not changing any of the actual note names, but it's a very dramatically different sounding lick because I've changed what octave some of the notes are in. A more basic way I could do that is just go down for the last G rather than do the jump there. But let's try doing tweak 1 as I've written it, which sounds like this. 1, 2. Now, if you don't have a 24th fret, you can actually do what I'm doing and just hit that 2-octave harmonic, which is exactly 1/4 of the way down the string from the bridge, or halfway between the 12th fret and where the string is mounted on the bridge, because of numbers. Not because of numbers, because harmonics exist on whole number fractional divisions of the string. So, let's try that together a couple more times. Tweak number 1. 3, 4, 1, 2. One more, 2. That's fun. And then do the bendy with the harmonics. You always got to do the bendy. I love the bendy. Okay, so that's tweak strategy number 1, mess with octave placement. Tweak strategy number 2 is just add a note on. In this case, I'm going to add one to the beginning. I'm going to add an A to the beginning. So now we're going to start the riff on the of 2 rather than right on beat 3. It will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, E, N. I barely made it through that one. Let's try again. 1, 2, E, N. Okay, so I'm just leaving the riff as is and adding a note to the beginning. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tweak number 2. 1, 2. And I could change what that starting note is. I just picked the second for kicks. I could start on the root. I could have started on the third. I could have started one note higher. So many possibilities. You don't even have to think about it creatively. You can just do process of elimination. Like, okay, I'll start by adding the root at the beginning, and then I'll add the second, and then I'll add the third, and then I'll add the fourth, and then I'll add the fifth, and then I'll add the sixth, and And then I won't add the 7th because I don't think it'll sound very good on this groove. Tweak strategy number, by the way, I'm using the word tweak. I know there's some kind of like drug connotation for that, like a tweaker or something. I just mean adjusting or changing, okay? Get your minds out of the gutter, people. So strategy number 3 is to take a group of notes within the riff and flip the order around. So what I'm going to do here is take the first 3 notes, D, C, B, I'm going to flip it around so I play B, C, D, okay? So there's 3 notes, C's the middle note, it stays there, and then B and D go, you like that? Is that a good visual demonstration? Okay, so now it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Try that with me, tweak 3. 1, 2. Do one more of those. 1, 2. I particularly like this one because it's also the beginning of If I Only Had a Brain. Well, okay, not quite. I think everything sounds like If I Only Had a Brain. I just cannot wait to play that riff. Okay, enough of that. Tweak strategy number 4 is to just change a random note to another note of the scale. In this case, I'm going to change the 2nd note from a C to an A, just because I feel like it. And it's going to sound like this. 3, 4, 1, 2. Ooh, that's a very different sounding riff. I just changed one note. Here I go again. Let's do that one more time. Play it with me this time. 1, 2. So I just took a random note of the riff, I picked the 2nd note, I changed it to another scale tone, as random as I can do. You can see on the PDF I've got tweak 4A and 4B. The reason 4B is its own little area is because in this case I've decided to change the ending note of the riff. This is a bigger deal because this is the resolution point where maybe the riff would transition into another chord or something, which we're not really dealing with here. But it just really changes the feeling of the riff. You can hear I'm ending on an E instead of a G. Okay, so the 6th has a very different feeling than resolving on the root. So you can get a lot of different feelings with the riff, and also that'll lead you different places. If I do this more in the context of like I'm actually taking a solo. Okay, so that's cool because it can lead you into a next idea that's different than if I resolve it on the root. That doesn't necessarily lead me, well, it can lead me somewhere. It doesn't lead me to the same place as if I end on another scale tone. So tweak number 4 here, you could go crazy with it. You could change a bunch of different notes of the scale. This has just been changing, notes of the riff, not of the scale. Change notes of the riff to other notes of the scale. You could change 5 of the notes or 6 of the notes or something, and just see what it sounds like. You're going to start getting stuff that doesn't actually sound like the riff you started with, which is actually okay, because the idea here is just to get new ideas to play with so you don't feel like you're stuck in a rut and you're playing the same thing all the time, or like you don't know how to improvise, because you really only need to know a few things and then you can start doing all these tweaky things and getting tons more ideas from it. So that's the basic idea here, note tweaking. Many different ways you can do it. I hope that if you're the type of person who's afraid of improvising, that these simple little conceptual strategies help you get your feet wet until you feel more comfortable. Because improvising really is it's just making things up. It's the same way you talk. You don't plan out your sentences, you just know what you want to say. That's what we're aiming for on the bass. You don't know exactly what notes you're going to play, you just know what feeling you're going for. So, thank you for joining me. You can support me on Patreon if you want to help me keep putting out these free bass lessons, and I'll see you next time for some more riff multiplication. Ha
ha ha ha ha, the power of bass compels you. Subscribe to this channel for more bass lessons, or click on the video preview to watch another one right now. Ha 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 ha.